everyone, this is Next Archer, and this will be my review of the Hogue ex-01. So let's show the box. As you can see, it is signed by Alan Elitzowitz, which is the designer. Got this knife at Blade Show, actually won it in a contest. So there's the front, Extreme Series Hogue, manufactured by Hogue Tool and Machine. The customer satisfaction thing, or the warranty, is made in the USA, and drop point blade, 3.5 inch G10 Damascus green, which is one of the things that makes this knife a little different, is how many variations there are, as well as what Damascus is. So you can get this knife in 3.5 inch or 4 inch. You can get it in drop point or tanto, aluminum or Damascus, or black or green handled. So let's do a little talking about what model mine is, or well, I just said what model mine was. So let's talk about how smooth it is, as that's one of the most important things about a knife is, does it open? Does it quick? Very smooth, very quick, as you can see. Has a very nice, can't really say detent, because it actually doesn't have a detent ball or anything. It uses the button lock as a detent. So, which makes it very quick, like the Zero Tolerance 0550 has a whole lock bar pushing against it, which kind of makes it a little harder to make smooth opening and as quick. Because there's nothing pushing against it, nothing to make it any slower. It has ambidextrous thumb studs, so you can open it left-handed or right-handed. The blade length is 3.5 inches. This is the drop point version, as said before, using 154 cm steel with a cryogenically heat-treated blade at 58 to 60 Rockwell. Has a tumbled finish, as you can see. Has a very nice edge on there as well. Let's show that. Mirror polished, actually, that comes like that from factory. So I'll try to get a piece of paper to cut with that. Okay. They actually polish the edge in shop, so that it will be razor sharp. As you can see, very, very sharp. I actually did strop this slightly. There may have been a slight burr on the edge from using it, actually, but it is very sharp now. And on the blade, there's very little markings. You can probably not even see them at this distance. But made in USA, or USA's right there, has Hogue right along the spine, and has Elitzowitz right there. And they were strategically placed so that they would not be very noticeable. The belly of the blade, you can't see any markings, or there aren't any markings, I should say. Let's talk about the handle some now. Or, yeah, the handle. G10 Damascus is basically the G10 form of Damascus, which what they've done is they've stacked layers of green and black G10 so that it would look wavy and have this neat little design on it. Which, to say honestly, other companies have done things that were similar. They've stacked it, but they've kind of waved the top so that it would have this even though it was flat on it. Very neat design. Makes it different than all other knives that I've seen. Definitely one of their trademarks, I should say. This is the black, or the green version, and they have the black G-Mascus version as well. It's not very grippy. It's actually a smooth G10, which, with this little pattern right there, and this little finger groove, when it's in your hand, really locks it in. Does have some, I guess it would be called jimping, but if your hand's wet, it doesn't really grab on too much, but they are large spaces, so I don't really think you even need it with this huge finger area. Uses a button lock with a safety mechanism, which I wasn't too sure about the button lock until I was watching Alan Elitzwitz's YouTube video about him testing it, showing how much it can withstand. Although, still I'm kind of wary of it. Not really sure if I'm going to put this to any hard use, maybe just some everyday carry stuff. And if I am going to be hard using, I'll turn that little lock on, or the little safety, as it is a manual safety. Kind of nice. Doesn't hold the knife closed though, which is fine. Kind of glad it doesn't, so you don't accidentally turn it on and then you can't open your knife. The weight, 4 ounces. Very much blade heavy. There's no liners in there, no frame really. The whole thing, or the whole handle, is just the G10, and the blade is where all the weight is. As it is a pretty thick blade. Show that compared to the Paramilitary 2 right there. Also, one thing I do want to show, that the blade, basically the whole blade is the edge. Doesn't have very much area where it is not sharpened. Which is very important to note, because some knives, like Paramilitary 2, their edge starts all the way out there. Or, let's even find a different one. Even with the Zero Tolerance 0550, you have a pretty big area of unsharpened. So, that's one thing you'll want to note when you have a knife. The closer it is to your hand, the easier it will be to make harder cuts. It doesn't have any liners, as I said before, so that keeps the weight down. I don't mind it being top or the blade heavy, so it's kind of nice, as it will put more force into your cuts. I like how the blade, or the handle's actually designed also. You can put that safety on and off just by using your thumb. So, kind of makes it easier if you're wanting to turn the safety on while doing, or without removing your hand from a secure grip. Just bring your thumb over, and there you go. Which, I think he's really thought this blade out, and put a lot of effort into it. But Alan Elitzwitz is a very talented knife maker. So let's talk about what it would be best used for, since I've talked about all the aspects of the knife. Is it a tactical knife, or is it a everyday carry utilitarian knife, or ultralight backpacking knife? Definitely not an ultralight backpacking knife. But after talking about it, I think it would, the 3.5 inch version with the drop point blade is a perfect utilitarian everyday carry knife. Fits very well in the hand, carries in the pocket very well. Oh, forgot to talk about the pocket clip. It is right hand, tip up, tip down, no left hand options, which kind of defeats the purpose of the thumb stud on the left side, but oh well. It is more of a everyday carry. Could it be used as a, or could this model be used as a tactical knife? Sure, it could be. Any knife could be. But for that rule, I would get the 4-inch Tanto version above anything else, just to get that little extra blade reach, as well as that more piercing capability. I didn't pay anything for this model, so I'm not really sure how much it does cost. In their catalog, it's showing their MSRP at 120 for the G10 version, 3.5 inch. Actually, the pricing is all over from 200 to 240. So you're just going to want to look around, see what model you want to get. I believe the Tanto version is actually more expensive than the Drop Point. But, I don't know. Definitely a nice knife. Love that it has a mirror finish on it. And so far it's been very nice. Very quick opening and closing. Was thinking about getting the knife before, but just never pulled the trigger. Guess I didn't have to. I got it for free. But definitely a knife that's going to go into my collection, and the collectability just goes straight up with his signature on it. So there you go. There's my review of the Hogue ex-01. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.